And still a majority of the coaches and clubs around this country are teaching all the kids to step into the ball like totally old school. By the way, it creates stiffness. It creates a very linear swing. One of the things that I try to get with the modern swing shapes is more of a parabolic swing shape, which is like a circular swing shape, like a hook, in boxing, rather than a straight punch. And we teach all these kids to step forward and punch straight ahead, very linear, create stiffness, and then we add those follow-throughs that I talked about that also kind of encourage stiffness and tightness. And what do you get? You get players who are don't adapt well to difficult balls. They don't move that well laterally or backwards. They don't defend that well. We don't teach them good open stands. And we have players who are very limited in their movement skills, and they don't receive the ball very well. They have tight swings and very linear swings, when the whole game has changed. The whole game is there's a lot of rotational elements to the ground stroke technique in terms of the hips. The stances are more and more open. The players are getting more and more airborne, consistently airborne. Obviously not every shot, but in many situations, players are getting more airborne, and we don't teach that. Nothing. We don't teach that. We teach the kids to stay on the ground. Stay on the ground. I have players who come to me. They say their coach said, always be on the ground. Always. Never leave the ground. Stay on the ground and step in. And if you think that's the best way to teach a young kid, I don't think I'm going to be able to convince you. If you're a diehard, like classical method, tradition's got to change at some point. When the whole game's changing, at some point you got to wake up and change. Change with the world. Or you can stick your head in the sand, and in your club you can just teach it the way you want, the way it used to be. It's okay to teach some of those things, but you gotta support the closed stances and with good lateral stances, lateral movement, and open stances, and get the kids off the ground. That's where the game is. That's where the game's going. But when players are stuck on the ground and they usually don't learn to rotate their hips very well, so they don't get this nice parabolic swing shape, and they usually try to get power from other ways, like forcing, muscling the swing. But when you load a nice open stance and you explode and get airborne, the hips rotate well, that pulls the racket through quickly, and you can combine that with looseness and elasticity training, like I was mentioning, and you can get this nice whippy elastic forehand that's really powerful, and the swing speed is fast, so you're generating a lot of energy, but with less effort. And that's the whole goal of good technique, and which we don't teach any of that. We got the kids locked on the ground. We got the kids locked. Their arms are locked so they can hit the ball firmly, and they're following through here. And there's no way that foundation is going to generate. For 99% of the kids, that's not going to, down the road, it's just going to be a failure, technical failure, technical inefficiency all the way through the junior years into high school and beyond.